Hi folks, this is Dr. McGrory, and I thought I'd reach out to you and just talk to you a little bit about CONNECT and this student view. This is for our BUSN 1305 Introduction to Business class. This is the fall 2020 semester, and again, I'm your instructor, Dr. McGrory, and I wanted to show you the, I'm going to say ebook slash Smartbook. It's actually a smart digital book. I'm going to show you some of the views that you can use in CONNECT for our class, some of the reports that you'll be able to use to your advantage, and talk a little bit about the grades and how to look at those and how to view those. So I have already gone to our class website in my browser, and when I first logged in, this is what I see. Now, this is where a lot of students stop, and you're missing out on some things if you do that, because what it's going to show me is only the assignments that are due soon. Now, love this view, useful view, as long as you understand it is only showing you assignments that are due soon. So over here on this side, you have a menu, you have all kinds of things to explore, and we need to take advantage of that. So I'm going to click on the menu. I am logged in here as my pretend student, Betty Baker, and very nice. Betty Baker has all kinds of things, including a CONNECT tutorial that she can look at, account information. Right? You may not have even known that was there. And you'll notice that when I came in, I'm on the to-do list. So it's saying assignments that are due soon. I've got a calendar view. Some students like this. Ooh, goodness, it's a lot of blue. It's because I think you have a lot of time to work these assignments. And if you are enrolled in multiple classes using CONNECT, this might be very helpful because you'll be able to see the different assignments. Here's the one I like. Classes. This lectern or this classes view, when you click on the drop down, you'll see our class. So you want to click on that. You'll see other classes that you are enrolled in or you have registered into CONNECT also. Love this link. Classes. Look at all the information that I have. And I do have students who ask me about this every semester, if you are interested in a loose leaf copy of the book as an addition, you must have the digital access. But some students do like that loose leaf book. There it is. And look at this. Here's my book over here to the side. It says here's the Smartbook, and then it says read. And so here's another, this is kind of my digital book. Now I'm going to click on this to open it because I've had some questions about it. You got to be patient with it. It takes a little minute. And this is like cracking the cover of the book. Just as you open that first page of the book and you see, the introductory page I, that's what this is. And you have, the table of contents, and you can certainly go to different parts of the book. But most of you are not going to use this view, but it's there for you. Just to kind of complete this demonstration, let me scroll all the way down here, and perhaps I could start with chapter 1. But this is not, I'm almost hesitant to show you this because this is not the way that I would enter the book. What I would do is go into the assignments. Now remember, we went to this lectern, we went to classes, and we selected our class. That's the way we got to this screen. And here I can see all of my chapters. I can even see when the test is coming. I see all of this. Now, I'm going to caution you to say not all assignments are in CONNECT. Most of your assignments are in CONNECT, but you have things like the SLO quiz, there's a practice SLO quiz. All those things are on your class schedule. Use the class schedule as it is your comprehensive guide, and that's that document that I have emailed you. Okay, but here I am. I'm in CONNECT. Here's my chapter 1 assignments. It tells me I have 3 of them. Here they are. The very first one listed is the Smartbook. So when I click on this, this is the book. So that book that I opened a minute ago, that's what this is, except these are 3 graded assignments. So your Smartbook is a required assignment and you're going to get a grade for it. So it's very important that you enter the book in this way. So I'm going to click on Begin. And you do have to be patient. The very first time you go into the book, you're going to get this screen. It says Smartbook is a first ever adaptive reading experience, and that's going to be true. I'm trying to be paid. There we go. I'm letting it load all its information, and I'm going to click Show Me. Now, here's what this is telling you. There are two ways to view the book. One way to view the book is simply to read it. Another way to view the book is in the practice mode. This practice mode is really important because it's going to require that you answer questions. By answering those questions correctly, that's how you earn the points. If you are not doing the practice, you're not earning the points, and so that becomes a problem, okay? Over here on Read, what it's telling you is that these highlights are dynamic. They're changing. As you answer a question, the highlight may change from yellow, meaning you don't know this, or at least we don't think you know it, to green, meaning, guess what? You answered the question correctly, and when you answered the question, you were confident in your response, and that means that you know it, so you can move forward. So here they suggest go back and forth, go back and forth. Here's what the benefit of this adaptive reading experience is all about. It keeps your mind from blanking out. We have all had the experience where our teacher says, you've got to read the chapter. And we know in our heart of hearts that our eyeballs touched every word on every page in that chapter. But when we are asked about the information, what? And we just blank out. Have you ever ridden in a car and you get to your destination and somebody says we're here, and all of a sudden you kind of like come to, I mean, you've been awake the whole time, but you kind of have this experience of, oh, I don't even remember getting here. I mean, I'm just here, right? And because you've kind of been almost in this hypnotic type state, right? That happens to us sometimes. Our minds just travel in other directions. And so by going between these different practice and reading modes, it's going to keep your mind engaged, but more importantly than that, it's going to get you to ask yourself questions so that when you answer that question, it goes deep into you, into your brain, and you know it now. So it's a deeper level of reading that is going to help you remember the content much better. Oops, that's scientifically proven, actually, according to McGraw-Hill. So I'm going to click on Next. And this is important. It doesn't seem important, but I promise you it is. Once you get into the LearnSmart, the Smartbook, you're going to forget how to get out. It's not, the menu is not quite as obvious as it was a minute ago. And so what they're telling you here is that in order to get to the menu, you're going to go up to the three bars, which are going to be located up in this upper left corner, and you're going to click on that in order to exit. We're going to look at that actually in a little bit more detail that I think will be helpful. So click on Next. Yay, we're almost there. Next again. Congratulations. Yay. Exit. Ah, are you a gamer? If you're a gamer, game away. You can certainly do that because we are not the only institution nor the only class using this book with Connect. And so perhaps you want to game with people from other schools. By all means, go ahead. You can check the anonymous box if you want. You can have your name there or put whatever name. I do not check that in any way. So whatever you want to do is fine. I'm going to cancel. Now it is loading, but already you can see on the side thumbnail images of each page in your book. These pages, as you might notice, look exactly like a printed book would look because they are the real pages. Now, as you look at this, you might start to read and go, what? I can hardly see this. It's very grayed out. And what Connect is trying to tell you, this smart book, is don't worry about that right now. Just skip on over it. Now, if you don't want to skip over it, if you want to look at it, click on it and it'll darken up so that you can read it. There are a lot of things that are interactive in your book. I can click on a particular learning objective to go directly to it. I can type a page number in to go to a page, and I'm going to point out down here in this lower right corner, you have a highlighter. You can make the text size bigger if that makes things easier for you. And you have this coach down here. That's what this little picture is, where you can ask questions about how to use Connect. So check that out. That might be kind of fun. As I scroll down, I can read. They always have a case study where I can learn more. They have things about companies, little kind of trivia type questions that you will answer as you continue to read. I can just hit next section to go to the next page, or I can click on the page. And I'm just showing you the book. Now, this is a great page because I see that somebody has been highlighting in my book. And what I would expect is that as I answer questions, you see the highlighted words especially, as I answer questions about these words, I will convince my Smartbook that I already know that, and the highlighting will change from yellow to green, indicating that I know it. So, you'll see that throughout your book. Now, let's say that I've been reading. See how this text is grayed out? That is Connect's way of saying it's not the most important thing. Naturally, the most important thing I'm going to focus on is what is in yellow highlight. But this is the book, and you can read the book just like you would any book. Right? You just read, next page, next section, click on pages, however you want to do that. But after you've been reading for a while, again, very common to check out mentally. So I'm going to answer some questions. Before I do answer questions, I just have to say this one thing. Would you get this in a printed book? You would not. You would not get any of the features I've described, and you would not get embedded videos that are going to help even further drive home the concepts from the reading. So that's all part of your book. Now, I have been, let's say, reading for a while, and so in this lower left corner, I see where it says practice, and I should practice if I want to earn points. You might also, if you kind of sit on the pages for too long, the coach will come up and she'll say, you've been reading for quite a while now. Why don't you answer some questions? If you start to answer questions, and especially if you're missing those questions, then she will prompt you to go back to the reading and to read a little bit. Now, I love this practice. You see it here in the lower left-hand corner. Click on that. And here comes a question. The questions are shuffled, randomized. If you clicked the button and got a different question, I would fully expect that. There are multiple choice questions, there are fill in the blank questions, there are sorting questions, all kinds of different questions. Now, this question says, a business tries to earn a profit by providing something and something that satisfy people's needs and wants. Oh my God, I have no idea. And if I look down here towards the bottom, I have 56 more questions to go. Oh, I'm going to be here forever. You really won't. This is a great interactive way to read. A business tries to earn a profit by blank and blank. See this button, read about this. I'm going to click on that because that's going to help me. A business tries to earn a profit by providing. Well, it tells me here that a business is any activity that seeks to provide goods and services to others while operating at a profit. And by Joe, I think that's the answer. So I'm going to try it, goods and services. So I'm going to go back to my question, and you can see that it's over here. So I think that a business tries to earn a profit, which is what that sentence said, by providing goods, and I do need to spell it right, and services that satisfy people's wants and needs. Now, before I find out if I'm correct or not, I need to let the system know how confident I am. If I guess, especially at a multiple choice answer, but I had no idea, then I'm not very confident in that answer. I just clicked on C because why not click on C, right? That's not really saying that I know it. But if I do feel really confident and I know it, then I do want to click the I know it button. If I really confidently think I know it and it's the wrong answer, well, I didn't know it, did I? So these are things that I need to revisit. So you're rating your answer, and this is just a personal rating. And remember, we had 56 questions down here, and I click on I know it. And hey, my answer is correct, and it confirms it. I can read about it a little bit more, if I need to, especially if I were to have gotten it wrong, or maybe I get one out of, two of these right and the other one wrong. Okay, so I can click on OK. Now, if you think that the textbook publisher did something wrong, it does not happen often. This is a very tried and true book. It's been through many revisions and they do a very good job, but mistakes sneak in every once in a while. Then you could challenge the question. If you do that, it does go directly to the publisher. Let me know. I'd like to know, but maybe it's something that we can discuss. So I'm going to go ahead and click on OK, and look what happened to my number of questions. I'm down to 55 now, from 56 to 55. Now you may say, yeah, I expected that, but let's go a little bit further. They're not all fill in the blank, I promise, but this one is, and it says goods are blank products such as shoes or cars, while services are blank products such as insurance and travel. Now, you can click on read about this. We could do that. And it's taking me right to tangible products. Goods are tangible. Services are intangible. And I'm going to click to go back to the question. And let's just say, I don't know, I make a crazy mistake and I accidentally type that goods are intangible. Tangible, maybe I don't spell it right, that could be a problem, and that products are, that services are tangible, which is completely backwards. But I am so confident because I just looked up my answer and I put it in the wrong spot. And remember, I have 55 questions to go, and I mean, I know it. Uh-oh, wah wah. My answer, it says, is almost correct, right? It's almost there, but it's not. So it's not right, and it has marked it wrong. And notice, here's the difference in a LearnSmart. I said it did mark it wrong. I need to rewind that. It didn't so much mark it wrong as it did not give me credit for being right. So I'm still at 55 questions when I click OK. Oh! Is that because, I'm so sorry, that is a shocker, because I really expected that to stay at 55. I wonder if that's because, as it said, I'm sorry, I am a little shocked by that. I'm doing this live, as you can tell. That's probably not the demonstration I should have used. And I'm getting so many fill-in-the-blank questions. This is kind of funny. An intangible product such as healthcare is a, I'm going to just say service, and let's try to, well, let's say no idea. But my answer is correct. And I am going down to 53 questions. Click the right answer. Service, I'm not even reading. I'm just clicking. I'm going to say I know it. Okay, I got it wrong. That's good. And in this part, I should have selected possibly, no, okay, I was thinking it was multiple select. I'm sorry, now I'm reading it. Services can be defined as. Okay, so I got it wrong. 53 questions. And I'm still at 53 questions. Did you see that? That's what I expected to happen a minute ago, but it said I was almost right. And so I think it kind of gave me some credit for that. It must have understood. That's interesting. It must have understood that that's a common thing to switch those. I should have challenged that, because I think it should mark you wrong on that. Oh, goodness. Okay, lots of, in this particular case, it seems a lot of fill-in-the-blank questions. So you can go through and do that, but you see how it's progressing and how it's testing my reading. Anytime I don't know the answer, I click on read about this. It takes me, see how it's moving me through the page, the reading, and I can just keep on going and keep answering those questions. Now, as I go through this, again, I'm probably going to get to a point where I just don't know the answers anymore. So I need to go back and see down here in the lower left corner, and I need to read a little bit. Remember how they suggested that I should go back and forth and back and forth? That's how you read this book, and it's very interactive. So now I can start to read a little bit. Should I go back and see if it's changed any of my highlighting to green? Look at that. See, I've proven that I know what goods and services are. I've proven that I know what a business is. So I don't need to keep reading that, because I've already demonstrated that I know it. So this is the book. That's the whole purpose here. And you can see I go all the way down. Here's my just like any chapter might have kind of some summaries, and I can read those learning objectives. I had to click on it because it's telling me don't focus on that yet. I have key terms here where I have a glossary that I can read, and I can click on those to, I actually clicked over here to make those more visible. And all these different resources. But my point being, this is the Smartbook, this is the book. And so I hope that this explanation helps you get orientated into the book. And look at that, I mean, I've got all kinds of things down here, a video case. I'm anxious to see if they provide you, oh, they do with the video, that talks about our particular chapter. And these cases are actually wonderful. I use these in class lectures quite a bit, so you might want to explore that. I think that's awesome. All right, now, how do we get out? How do we get out of this Smartbook? I hope you are pointing and yelling at your screen that it's those 3 bars, and you can see that's kind of easy to forget. So if I want to leave the Smartbook, I just come down here to the bottom. I am going to just throw out here that you might want to look at some of these reports. And notice you've got a table of contents. You can go to other chapters. You've got notes and underlines, things so that you can review quickly. Check all these things out. Reports. Okay, do I want to use an alias? I really just want to cancel because I'm not interested in gaming. Give it just a moment to set up. And this is a really awesome part of the Smartbook. I can now drill down and start to see reports, and that's going to help me to study. So what if I had questions that I missed? I might want to see those. Or what did I consider to be my most challenging learning objectives? And maybe I could key in just on those. Look at all these different things. I'm going to look at missed questions. Well, I hadn't answered that many questions, but I did miss this one, so I can go here, and it was this question about services can be defined as. I can click that and come back in and see if I can remember. Now, what do I think that was? Let's see, services can be defined as intangible, right? Yay! And that's a good study tool. Now, don't forget that to earn the points, how can I get back up? See, now I'm confused myself. I need to go back to my book. So I clicked up here on my menu, clicked at the top, and I need to go back into my book. Okay, so we earn points.
You've been reading for some time now, but you haven't stopped to practice. Regularly practicing what you've read helps you strengthen comprehension and retention. Click Practice to get the questions that are ready for you.
The coach got me. She said, look, get back on those questions, do that practice. And so that's great that she popped up so that you can understand how that works. See how practice is also starting to glow down there? It's telling me you need to practice, you need to practice. So that's how I earn points, is when I answer questions in this practice. I'm just, I don't know, randomly clicking things, and I'm going to click unsure. No, I missed it. Okay. So anyway, so you can see, and then I can go back to the reading. Okay, so I hope this demonstration helps you feel more confident with our Smartbook and how that works. When I'm ready to leave the Smartbook, I can come down, click on Leave Smartbook, and that returns me to where I started from, which in my case was this lectern for classes. And just as a reminder, when I come into this particular view, I see all my chapters nicely organized. I can look ahead, see when that test is coming up. I mean, all kinds of things that I can look. And I do have access to my book from this link over here. But this access to the book does not earn points. This is just kind of reading and searching. This is also the book and is much more dynamic, much more interactive. So I'm kind of showing you multiple ways. If you needed that print book, you see that you have those options over here. However, you'll be missing out on those embedded videos, the clickable links, the dynamic highlighting. Okay, so I hope this helps, and great question to one of your savvy classmates that asked it. And I'm probably going to distribute this to the class because probably many of you have this question. So thanks for being a part of this class and jumping in and hitting the ground running, and just want to let you know how much I appreciate you. Thanks.